If you want to understand how modern authority is exercised, you look past the headlines and into the logs. You look for unreturned emails, misplaced status updates, and stacks of administrative paperwork. By April 2026, a meticulous investigative dossier began surfacing these records, detailing a system functioning through silence and delay. The investigation focuses on Dodge County, Wisconsin. For over 2 decades, the county's law enforcement apparatus has been steered by Sheriff Dale Schmidt, an official who has maintained a consistent public profile while consolidating authority over local detention. The case of Travis Streen provides the central evidence. In March 2026, an advocate sent an urgent, formal email directly to Sheriff Schmidt regarding Streen's application for electronic monitoring. Whether Streen remained in a cell or returned to work with a GPS device depended on how the office handled that request. The advocate pointed to a specific discrepancy. The jail's internal tablet system, the network inmates use for official communication, showed one status for Streen's request, while the administration claimed another. Sheriff Schmidt's written response to this inquiry revealed a significant failure. He replied that the request had been processed and denied back in December, but the notification never reached Streen because a digital mailbox was full. When the advocate asked the sheriff's office to audit the tablet system to find the missing digital ping, Schmidt ended the inquiry. He declined to investigate the potential system failure, stating, "No need, that won't change the denial." He then invoked the legal framework that ended the conversation. Electronic monitoring, the sheriff wrote, is a privilege left to his sole discretion and can be denied for any reason or no reason at all. In this system, a digital glitch can effectively keep a man incarcerated. The administration uses the finality of discretion to insulate the office from its own operational breakdowns. This process of administrative closure occurs within the gaps between the sheriff's office, the Department of Corrections, and private vendors. When an individual's status depends on coordination between these agencies, the lack of a unified record makes it difficult to pinpoint where a notification failed or a request was lost. We see the impact of this fragmentation in how the jail managed Streen's medication. The facility's rigid medication pastimes directly conflicted with his approved overnight work release. Instead of adjusting the schedule, staff instructed Streen to bypass official policy and self-manage his prescription for Adderall. This shifted the entire burden of handling a Schedule II controlled substance onto the inmate. In a high-stress detention environment, the responsibility for policy compliance was moved from the medical staff to the individual they were supposed to be monitoring. When an inmate is placed in an impossible compliance scenario, the resulting violations provide the legal justification to maintain their detention. This use of administrative authority follows a long-standing pattern in the county. For years, the sheriff's office has maintained a contract with the U.S. Marshal Service to hold federal detainees, generating over $6 million last year. In 2017, this relationship intersected with the case of Celebre Amacri. Using the pretense of a meeting to discuss a drug intervention program, the sheriff's office lured Amacri to the jail. Upon his arrival, he was arrested by ICE officials in front of several prominent community peers. Shortly after the arrest, Sheriff Schmidt sent a memorandum to 30 local judges and police chiefs. The email contained inflammatory allegations about Amacri, a move that damaged Amacri's reputation while Schmidt was running for re-election. These incidents show a sheriff's office that frequently exerts influence over matters beyond basic jail operations and county patrols. In 2024, Schmidt pressured local town clerks to remove legal absentee ballot drop boxes, citing voter fraud myth that had already been disproven. He used his position to influence the local political process, even after the Wisconsin Supreme Court ruled the boxes were permissible. He has also utilized internal investigations against his own political rivals. During his 2022 re-election campaign, Schmidt initiated a misconduct investigation into his primary opponent, Mark Kolker, which placed the challenger on a Brady list of officers with credibility issues. Whether it's a full digital mailbox, a coordinated ICE arrest, or interference with election equipment, the tactic remains consistent. Institutional procedures are used to isolate and pressure individuals while protecting the authority of the office. There is a significant disconnect between the sheriff's administrative record and his public image as a critic of the justice system. In 2024, Schmidt held a press conference criticizing the state prison system following a series of inmate deaths. He publicly called the conditions at state-run facilities dangerous and reckless, positioning himself as an advocate for accountability. This creates a shield. By positioning himself as a system critic on the state level, he deflects attention from the administrative practices within his own county jail. By mid-April 2026, the Dodge dossier connected these fragmented records into a single chronological account. This account highlights the discretionary authority held by local sheriffs, often operating with little outside oversight and obscured by interagency confusion. A full digital mailbox and an unworkable medication schedule are the components of a system that functions by avoiding audit. Fixing it requires moving past the shield of sole discretion.